Imagine it's 2:14 in the morning, your phone rings, cutting through the silence of the night, you pick it up and your heart immediately drops. It's a family emergency, a medical bill that needs to be settled instantly before treatment can even begin. Or maybe it's a sudden urgent car breakdown on your way to a vital client meeting, or a sudden notice from your landlord that your building requires an emergency structural levy. In that exact moment, what is your immediate emotional reaction? Is it a spike of pure cold panic because your main bank account is sitting at 4 digits? Do you start mentally scrolling through a list of friends or relative you can text to ask for an urgent loan, knowing how uncomfortable that conversation will be? Or do you take a deep breath, open your phone, and calmly transfer the money from a dedicated pocket, knowing you're completely covered? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been feeling the pressure of our current economic reality, you're not alone. With inflation squeezing everyday purchasing power, being unprotected financially is no longer just risky, it is too dangerous. Today, we are moving past generic financial advice. We're building a bulletproof step by step system to stack exactly 500,000 naira into a high yield emergency fund as fast as humanly possible. Before we lay down the first brick of this 500k wall, we have to define what an emergency actually is. One of the biggest reasons people fail to maintain a safety net is that they treat their emergency fund like a secondary checking account for unexpected ones. Let's be completely direct here. An emergency fund is not your Ashebi fund for your friend's upcoming wedding. It's not money for a sudden Black Friday flash sale on Jumia. It's not I deserve a soft life this weekend pool, and it's absolutely not capital you deploy into high risk crypto or volatile stocks because you want to double it quickly. An emergency is an event that is unpredictable, urgent, and absolutely necessary for your survival or your ability to earn an income. Golden rule is simple. If it does not directly threaten your health, your housing safety, or your primary source of income, it is not an emergency. It's an expense that belongs to standard monthly budget. Now, if your primary work laptop, the one you use to run your digital business, write your scripts, or manage clients' projects, suddenly fries its motherboard, that is a certified emergency. Without it, your income drops to zero. If your car's radiator blows out on the third mainland bridge and you need it for your daily commute, that is an emergency. If a health issue arises that is not covered by standard insurance, that is an emergency. We separate this money because human psychology is weak when cash sits out in the open. If you keep your emergency savings inside the same bank app you used to buy data, pay for groceries, or send money to, you will spend it. The friction of separating your fund is the primary mechanism that keeps them safe. Looking at a big goal like 500k can feel incredibly overwhelming, especially if your current monthly disposable income feels tight. If you try to jump straight from zero to half a million naira, you will likely get discouraged by month two and abandon the process entirely. That's why our system breaks this goal into three distinct psychological milestones. One, we have a starter shield, and our target for that is 50k. This is your initial barrier against your minor inconveniences. 50k is small enough to build rapidly within few weeks, but it is powerful enough to handle 80% of your daily minor crises like an urgent prescription, a minor plumbing leak at work, or replacing a blown smartphone battery. The moment you hit this milestone, your financial anxiety drops by half because you're no longer operating at absolutely zero. Now, for the tier 2, that's 200k. We call this the basic cushion. This tier represent roughly 1 to 2 months of core baseline survival expenses for an individual living in a major urban area. This covers pure essentials like bulk foodstuff, transit costs, utilities, and a portion of um protect rent. Reaching tier 2 means that if your income experiences a brief hiccup or a minor delay, you have structural breathing room. Now for tier 3, that's for the 500k. This is our final destination, a full half million naira buffer. At this level, you are not just surviving an emergency, you're buying time, choice, and absolutely dignity. Now, if you face a major career pivot or an extended contract delay, this fund ensures your lifestyle does not collapse while you recalibrate. You do not build this entire pyramid in a day, you lay the bricks systematically. Where you choose to store this money is just as critical as the act of saving it. Leaving half a million naira sitting inside a conventional, old school commercial bank saving account is a massive financial mistake. With inflation realities, cash sitting in an account earning a measly 3 to 4% interest per year is actively losing its purchasing power every single day. At the same time, you cannot lock this money into a rigid traditional 12-month fixed deposit or illiquid land investment because it's an emergency. And if an emergency happens at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, you need to be able to pull out the cash within 5 minutes without heavy penalties. We need a sweet spot. Fortunately, modern digital financial platform offer dedicated infrastructure exactly for this purpose. Let's look at how to set this up using three reliable options right now. Option one, we have Money Points Personal Wealth Bucket. If you want ultra fast access combined with high reliability, open a dedicated saving plan inside a Money Point personal account is an excellent choice. It allows you to segment your money into up to 20 separate buckets. You can label one specifically as emergency fund. It keeps the cash invisible from your main card balance, prevents impulse spending, but remains instantly accessible if an emergency strikes. On number two, we have CarryWise Emergency Plan. CarryWise offers tailored emergency saving structures that calculate your goals based on your specific monthly essential expenses. The funds are channeled into low risk instruments like money market funds, allowing your cash to earn strong, competitive yield while remaining liquid enough to handle unplanned shocks. On option three, we have the Piggyverse Flex Naira Vault. The Flex Naira Pocket on Piggyverse is specifically designed for money that needs to be accessed occasionally but shouldn't be touched casually. It offers highly competitive annual interest rate credited daily with clean, straightforward withdrawal rules so you don't face penalties when drawing for verified crisis. Now, let's get into the engine room of the system, the income flipping habit. Most people use a fundamentally flawed formula for saving. They follow this path: income minus expenses equals saving. Receive their salary or their side hustle revenue, they pay their bills, they send money home, they purchase subscription data, they buy a few things they feel they deserve, and they promise themselves they will save whatever is left at the end of the month. Well, guess what? Nothing is ever left. The human brain will always find a way to expand its expenses to match the available cash inside. To build this 500k fund first, you must flip that equation completely on its head. The moment, the absolute second your income drops into your primary bank account, before you pay a single bill, before you buy a grain of rice, you must route your emergency allocation out of sight. And you should not rely on your willful power to do this. Now, willpower fails when you see a beautiful outfit or a new gadget on your timeline. Instead, use technology. Set up a standing order or an automated recurring debit within your fintech app. If your regular income arrives on the 22nd or 25th of the month, program your automated emergency contribution to trigger on the morning of the 26th. You want the money gone before your hands even have the opportunity to contemplate spending it. Out of sight, out of mind, out of impulse. Now, if you're saving solely from a single tight income stream, reaching 500,000 can take time. But what if you want to compress that timeline? What if you want to hit your targets within the next few months rather than the next year? You have to activate the two core acceleration levers, the leak check, and the windfall engine. First, check your financial leaks. Look closely at your monthly digital transaction. Are you paying for automated subscription you barely use? Are you ordering delivery food out of convenience when cooking in bulk will save you 60% of your feeding cost? Temporarily pausing just one or two of your non-essential habits for 90 days can free up an extra 15k to 30k monthly to channel straight into your starter shield. Second, implement the 50% windfall rule. Throughout the year, unexpected money will come your way. It could be a birthday gift, a workplace bonus, a freelance gig payout, or a sudden cashback reward. Create an unbreakable rule for yourself. The moment any unbudgeted, unexpected money hits your hand, exactly have goals directly into your emergency fund before you touch the rest. You won't feel like you're suffering because you did not plan for that money in the first place, but your fund will leap forward exponentially. Building this fund is not about restricting or living a dry, joyless life. It's about buying your absolute freedom. It's about knowing that no matter what policy changes, no matter what happens in the wider market, your home, your life, and your peace of mind are completely secure. Take action today. Open your preferred app, create a separate pocket, and title it My Emergency Fund, and make your very first transfer right now. Even if it's just 2k, start building your world before life asks for proof.